I think we're live.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, hold on.
You can talk.
I can talk?
Yeah.
Okay, we're here. Happy book tour launch day.
Congratulations. This is a lifelong dream come true.
I know, I can't believe it. And to do it with you today is just the best.
All right.
On. Hi, guys. We're getting started here. We're going to let some people hop on. Oh my gosh, there's already questions.
Already questions. Will Miranda be joining us tonight? We wish.
I wish in spirit. Yes. This is so much
wish. So this is the launch of the book tour, Brittany. How does that feel?
It's amazing. As you know, book is like my number one. Writing a book was my number one bucket list item. And to do it, writing about my favorite thing with my favorite people is truly like the biggest dream come true. And I'm trying to soak it in because I know these moments are rare and life can be so busy, but today's been a good day.
That's amazing. I'm so excited for you. What did you think your first book was going to be about?
Not this. I thought it was going to be about Flea Style and the original Hat Bar as a lifestyle and how we infuse Flea Style into everything we do, whether it's the clothes that we wear, the way we set a table, how we decorate a room. But the book gods had a different plan for me, and I was so excited to hear about this idea. And I mean, it was a heck yes when I heard this was a book they wanted in the world, but definitely not what I thought my first book would be. We need to say who you are, by the way.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
I am Brittany's first editor. You guys, Brittany walked into my office as a 19-year-old intern, a college student ready to like type her way into the world.
Yes. I
And
remember that like it was yesterday.
Me too.
Yeah. So
And then
with my
we worked
first
together on
editor.
Daily Candy.
Yeah. If you guys remember Daily Candy, may it rest in peace, but that was an incredible e-newsletter that we were a huge part of. Allison was one of the founding sisters, brought me on. We lived in New York together. We came back to Dallas together and we remained friends. And the minute I found out I got a book deal, I called you before my parents. It was like, I need your help. I want you to be a part of this. I've always felt like things are more fun when they're with the people you love. And I didn't want to do this on a solo journey. I wanted to bring in the photographer I loved and respect, Nicole. I wanted to bring in you to, help me honestly stay accountable of my time and get it done. Because the one thing is there was a deadline I had to keep. But I really wanted to bring in those that I love and wanted to spend time with and honestly soak up this experience. Carolyn, our incredible hat guru and creative genius, to do illustrations. And I know we'll show all those fun pages, but it was honestly, the easiest first call to make was to call you.
Well, I definitely appreciate that. I think people would like to hear how you even ended up with the book deal called How to Style a Hat.
I know, right? So I'll make it quick because I know tonight's going to go so fast. But like we said, I thought I was writing a different book. And then my book agent, our literary agent, called me and said, hey, there's this book that the world's kind of asking for. Hats are popular, shows like Yellowstone and these kind of Western amazing programs that have been out there have really made them extra popular. We know they've been around forever, but they're having a moment. And who better to write this book than the CEO and founder of the original Hat Bar? And so it was such an honor. And I took a call. I happened to be working in our Fort Worth store. Flip my phone around, FaceTime, showing them around the scenes and like showing them what we do in real time. People at the bar. I made a hat. I showed them all the things I collect, and they were just enamored with this incredible experience we've made, and basically offered the deal on the spot. And we said yes. And 4 months later, we turned in a book.
That's right.
Yeah. Crazy.
It was a lot. But you didn't do it alone. And I think that's so important. As a CEO, a mom, somebody with 8 retail stores, like you didn't do it by yourself.
Right. Real quick, remind people how to shop and get the book because they want to know.
Well, and if you're watching tonight, you can get a copy of How to Style a Hat, with a signed book plate. If you're watching on Shop Talk Live, click the shop button. If you're watching on Facebook or Instagram, comment the word shop for the links to order. And if you're watching on YouTube, click the link in the description.
Awesome.
We also have so many questions. I know we want to make some hats and talk about more stories about making a book, but should we
Yeah.
answer someone's question?
Answer them. Shout out who's asking the questions and let's get to it.
Okay. I mean, you guys are really showing up for Brittany and how to style a hat tonight. Okay. Let's see. Gina wants to know if you remember your first hat.
Oh my gosh, yes. Well,
Tell
I'm
us.
a big Blossom era. So, and I have photos. And if you follow me for a while, you've seen my mom dig this photo out. But it's one of those big floppy straw hats with the big sunflower in the glamour shot. I've always worn hats. I don't discriminate. I love all hats. And yeah, I've worn them since I was a kid. I'm a total tomboy at heart. I have all brothers. So baseball hats are my go-to still to this day. I'm always in some sort of a cap. But yeah, definitely Blossom.
The Blossom era.
Blossom era. Which we
Nice.
mentioned in the book, by the way.
We definitely do. Now, you look good in hats, and you've always looked good in hats. Everybody, we know, you and I know that everybody looks good in hats, but some people think they don't look good in hats. And when someone says, "Oh, I wish I could wear hats. I just don't look good in hats." What do you say to them?
I say we can find you the perfect hat. And you're right. Like that's really the North Star of the book, how to find the hat for you. Everyone can rock a hat. And honestly, in today's day and age, they're so important with sun protection. But it's just about finding the one that fits you right, which we get into in the book, how to find the right shape for your face, the color, all the things, even how to wear it. I mean, this is the tiniest detail, but if you wear your hat more forward facing flat, what a difference, right? Versus kind of more halo style. We get into all that. But the book's not just about actually wearing a hat. It's also about the many hats we wear. It gives you life lessons. It gives you DIY projects. It's really for anyone, whether you're trying to find a hat for you or just want like a stunning coffee table book that's going to inspire as you flip through the pages.
Yeah. Now,
There's
Gina
so much.
also wants to know about the hat that you're wearing right now.
So this is our Sapphire Rider. So we really believe in 3 core styles of wool and straw hats at Flea Style. You have your curl brim, a short brim, flat brim, and a wide brim, flat brim. And then from there, we really play with the details and the colors. This is Sapphire. She was a limited edition. We love playing with like seasonal colors or things that are special just for a short amount of time. This is one of those, but we also have other blue styles in our arsenal that are great and always available. Go check out our dusty blue. It's my favorite. It's like denim on your head. It goes with everything, just like a pair of jeans.
Well, what you're wearing right now goes with the other things that you're wearing right now. What are you wearing?
Well, I'm in my Western era today, denim and fringe. And I think that's what's so fun about hats. You throw on a curl brim and all of a sudden put on a pair of boots and feel kind of Western or Americana. Or if I was in a wide flat brim, maybe I'm feeling more boho and wearing a breezy dress and all the baubles and bangles. Hats can really dictate the way you feel, your confidence level. Put one on and I challenge you to not kind of feel a certain way. And that's what I love about a hat. It's such a simple little tweak in your outfit that all of a sudden can change everything without having to go head to toe in a trend.
Yeah, hats are really a showstopper.
They are. And they're a confidence builder. I think you just have to kind of try it on, but once you do and you kind of catch the bug, they just give you, a sense of confidence and a special place in the world when you put it on. Literally, it's like it just changes your mood.
Well, and one thing the book does really well is it helps people see different styles of hats. Like the hat that I'm wearing is very different from the hat that you're wearing.
Yeah,
Um, and so tell us a little bit about the different styles in the book and how you decided what they should be.
right. So when you get a book deal, it's like, okay, now what? Like, where do you start?
Right, right.
Saying in life
Hundreds
is,
of pages. Oh my God.
yeah, it's such a big book. And for me, it was, well, how would I want to read a book about hats? Not everyone's into hats, but I feel like this is a book that anyone's going to love to pick up and read. And I think it's the way we designed it, which If you don't know my background, I did interior design for a long time. It's still a huge piece of my footprint at Flea Style. I still decorate every inch you see in our stores. It's my favorite thing to do. And so I treated the book kind of like a project, like a home. And when I thought about, homes have farmhouse or modern or mid-century modern, hats kind of have themes too. And as I've been, around at Flea Style for so long now and making these hats for so long, it's like there's kind of these common themes: bohemian, Western, rocker, maximalist, minimalist, kind of like a nature lover, vintage lover, or old soul. And it was kind of an aha moment of, well, why don't we build the book around these themes? So if people don't really know the hat they think is right for them, they can kind of go to their style and go from there. And as you know, because you helped me along the way, we built these profiles. So it's like, what are you listening to? Who's on your playlist? What's your go-to item in your closet? Where do you like to travel? And as you answer those questions, it's like, oh, I'm totally a minimalist, or I'm Southern to the bone. And you can go to the chapter and learn all the things about that style. You can even learn like DIY tips on how to make certain things if you're crafty, how to travel with your hat, how to style it in your home for that style. So it's really fun. And I think people are going to actually enjoy the activeness of the book and reading it. My dad read it last week. I was home in California and he like couldn't put it down. And I mean, he is a golfer, 71-year-old golfing guy. And he was like, oh my gosh, I want to know what my profile is, and flipping through it. So I think everyone's going to really enjoy the way we laid it out. And the photos, you guys, they're so pretty. I mean, it's just so beautiful.
It's so beautiful. Let me remind people how to get the book. So if you want a signed a copy of How to Style a Hat with a signed book plate, and you're watching Shop Talk Live, click the shop button. If you're watching on Facebook or Instagram, comment the word shop for the links to order. And if you're watching on YouTube, click the link in the description.
Awesome.
We'll get you a book.
Thank you, guys. Yes, we'll get you a book. I will sign it. I cannot wait. Okay, there are so many questions, Allison. What should we answer?
So many questions. Okay. All right, let's get to some questions. Okay, Whitney wants to know, where do you find inspiration for new hat designs or styles?
I find inspiration through mostly my flea market shopping, or just being out in the wild, as I like to say, and finding unique things. Like maybe last month, I was at the Long Beach Flea and found all these old celebrity Polaroids. They were so awesome, of like just the coolest, like Tyra Banks in the 90s. And I mean, Christy Brinkley. And so all of a sudden, I want to put Polaroids over hats, right? It just depends on kind of what I'm finding. If you aren't familiar with Flea Style, the name comes from flea markets. I used to host flea markets. Now they're a huge part of our shopping experience and what brings the things we put on hats to life in our stores. And so, yeah, it's kind of, what do I find and how can that work on a hat? And sometimes it takes a little work to figure it out, or it goes to our creative team, and like Bottle Caps will actually assemble them to make a hat band. It's not necessarily just buy it and put it in the bar. It might need a little love or an extra, creativity. But I would say it's like supporting makers and cool people out in the fields and figuring out how to bring their things back to life through a hat. I mean, old photos, we take really cool black and whites and let you play with them. There's everything you can imagine in our hat bars, and it really comes from just my love of shopping small and flea markets. I go to Round Top tomorrow, so there's no telling what's coming back to the hat bars this month.
That's so true. Well, and so Teresa wants to know, what are the most beginner-friendly ways to start decorating a hat? Now, we would tell her to buy How to Style a Hat, but you also have something else up your sleeve for beginners.
I do, yeah. So the book is going to literally explain so much, like the tools you need, which we keep super simple. This is really an easy to follow book. Different supplies and so forth. But also we created these hat styling kits that go with every theme of the book. So like here I have the rocker. We have a Western, a bohemian, a nature lover. So you can literally buy the kit and then take these items and follow the instructions in the book and make it, from the comfort of your own turf. And these are so reasonable and really give you the experience in a box if you're not local. I'm still collecting every vintage brooch. I mean, these things are all one of a kind. So they really are so special.
Tell us what's in one of those hat kits, and maybe we want to like make a hat for someone.
Yeah, I can make a hat while we're talking. Yeah, I could make one for one of our viewers. So, okay, this one is our Western kit. I'm just going to take off the lid here. So inside it has usually like at least a trio of feathers all beautifully put in there, a vintage brooch, an old matchbook, which I love collecting, old playing cards, hat bands, an original hat bar pin. And so then you can like literally take your hat and these items and follow the instructions of the book, which are also on the bands of these kits, and bring it to life. So yeah, I'll make one while we're chatting on other
I love
questions.
that.
Yes.
I love that. And so you just opened the Western or the rocker?
This is a Western, but
Okay,
I'm gonna
okay.
put it on a short brim. So in a flat brim, so it's not a curl brim hat, which means that just because it's Western, it could look great on a hat you have at home. It could look great on a more kind of everyday fedora. It doesn't have to be so quote unquote Western. And
Right.
that's what I love about what we do at Flea Style. First of all, nothing's permanent because we love to shake it up with our mood, with the seasons, but also it doesn't have to be so perfect. Like my favorite thing in the world is to say perfectly imperfect, or I don't know if it's imperfectly perfect, but you know what I mean, where I love things a little one of a kind, left of center, like it's lived in, it's cool, it's yours. And that's what the
Yeah.
book's all about. We're celebrating you. I've never claimed to be a hat maker. I am a hat stylist. I want to decorate a hat just like a room. I want to bring your story to life, your vision to life. And sometimes it's collaborative, but it's all about y'all, not me. I just find y'all the pretty things.
Yeah. Well, and whether they're in the store or making a hat with a hat kit, so talk
Mhm.
about collaborative, like the hat that I'm wearing, you made for me in the store. I brought in some things that were personal to
Heirloom.
me. Then we took
Yeah,
some to the store and we made the hat together, and I have something really super special. So even if someone buys a hat kit, they can add their own stuff from their own collection.
absolutely. Whether you come in our stores or buy a kit or you're just doing it with the things you love. I think telling our personal stories through our hat is what makes them so amazing. I mean, they truly are walking pieces of art. It's your own masterpiece. And how
Yeah.
cool is that? So yeah, for you, I know we brought a piece of jewelry from your family into the mix. You live by the beach, so we brought some coastal things, but that's what makes it so amazing for you. But also, I mean, let's be real, we don't wear a hat all day, every day. So when you're home and you can hang it on your wall, it truly is a canvas to tell your story or your personality or bring a room to life. I mean, they are pieces of art. So, hang it up, which we give you all the tips in the book on different ways to display your hats at home. So don't you worry, we talk about that too. This is already looking so cute, by the way.
Absolutely. Okay, so I just want to remind you, if you want a copy of How to Style a Hat with a signed book plate, if you're watching Shop Talk Live, click the shop button. If you're watching on Facebook or Instagram, comment the word shop for the links to order. And if you're watching on YouTube, click the link in the description.
Perfect.
Okay, so a second ago, you mentioned something about shaking things up. And Chandra has a question. She's got the Kentucky Derby on her mind. And she wants to know how you can keep things fresh for a derby hat, because hats always look the same.
I love that, Chandra. I agree. Well, first of all, come see us in Louisville. We have a store. If you are going to the Derby, we're right there at the Omni Hotel. But yeah, I think for, being Derby-esque, but feeling like your own, it's all about bringing your personality through feathers. I mean, feathers are everything for those events. So, maybe instead of on a fascinator, you take a flat brim or a straw hat and have fun with them. Color is always so important at the Derby, and so playing with different shades that pop. I also think that you can have fun with any hat you have in kind of. So last year I cut a hat. I took like part of the brim of a normal hat someone had. Well, actually, Grace Potter, an amazing singer, but we cut her hat and created this like very abstract, cool thing that's very Derby, but it was with a brim and a crown that she really felt comfortable in versus a fascinator. So I think there's so many ways to do it, but I would lean into feathers and color.
There you go, feathers and color. And also stop by the store and get some
Yeah.
help from a stylist.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so you mentioned Grace Potter. Let's talk a little bit about Miranda Lambert, who wrote the foreword for your book. Oh my God, wait, let's take a pause to look at this gorgeous, gorgeous hat.
Together, but how fun is this? So this is what the things in the kit. I went kind of like voluminous and maximalist with the styling, so it was fun, and you guys can really see it on the screen. But how simple with the $78 kit to create something so magical and fun.
Everything you need. It's so gorgeous.
Yeah, it's fun. I should wear this. Is this my size? It's too small, but is she
And you
cute?
just whip that out in, like,
Yeah.
8 minutes.
Oh, yeah, this was just a couple minutes worth. Yeah, and, like, this brooch is so beautiful, and here's the cool thing with everything we do with hats, like, that brooch, put it on your jacket one night. Use these things in your life more than just on the hat. You get so much, runway out of these special pieces. So, I hope you guys enjoy them.
So good.
Yeah, cute.
Good. Okay, Grace Potter, Miranda Lambert. Miranda Lambert writes the foreword to How to Style a Hat.
Yeah.
So how does that happen?
So we've worked with some pretty cool celebrities. We made hats for Post Malone, for Leon Bridges. We've done Maren Morris. The list goes on. But Miranda Lambert's definitely like one of my biggest girl crushes, and we've been so fortunate to work with her a few times in our stores. She's like taken over and done concerts and different things, and so. I wouldn't say she's a dear friend, but she's definitely a friend of the brand and someone that I admire and respect and have had FaceTime with. And so when I was writing the book, I wanted a forward, and I wanted it from someone I respected and I thought people would listen to. And Miranda was my instant first choice. And so I got her team's information. I don't have Miranda Lambert's email, at least not back then, and shot my shot. I wrote an email from the heart, and it just said how much I admire her, how much that I believe she lives with confidence and with grace, but also with a little grit and a little, she's got style and personality, and she's paved her way. And I feel like that's what this book's all about. And so I shot, the email out and wasn't sure what they would say. And I didn't hear anything until a couple months later when I was sitting in my daughter's carpool and I pulled up the email with not only a yes, but the actual attachment of her forward. And whether y'all love Miranda or not, I surely do. She is a songwriter. She is a poet. And what she wrote in the forward made me cry. It's so beautiful, and it's the perfect kickoff to this book. Which is about hats, but it's about more than that. It's about how we as men and women can feel confident with the little tweak of something. For her, starting out as a young musician, she didn't have a lot of money, and her mom helped paint something on a hat that just gave her the confidence to step out on stage when she had stage fright. And I just love it. And I hope everyone can kind of read that and be like, okay, I can do this. And not only can I do it, but when I do, like, I feel great. And this is just a whole new world for me. Or if they love hats, here's many more ways to make them amazing. But huge thank you to Miranda. It's the perfect way to kick off such a special book.
Well, and I saw that the foreword, I think People might have reprinted the foreword. Today you're in People magazine.
I know. And not for getting in trouble. I always thought if I'd be in a tabloid, my mom might not be proud, but this is so cool. Yes, I'm so
cool.
excited. I'm like tickled that they thought it was so amazing, and what a testament to how beautiful the book is and the forward is, and just the partnership of amazing women in my life. You included, Allison, and it's just like the coolest thing ever.
Okay, Nancy wants to know who designed the book cover and says that it's gorgeous.
Thank you, Nancy. Okay, so the book cover, everything in this book is styled and decorated by me and our stylist, creative genius, Carolyn, and our photographer, Nicole. So there was no one hired outside to do these things. These were all done in-house. And honestly, I don't mean to dumb it down, but they were effortless in the sense that we just put our heads together, no pun intended, and pick spaces we felt inspired by or felt comfortable in, and things that I personally loved, and put them together and kind of threw the spaghetti and see what stuck. And it was just that, community driven and effortless. This particular space, if you haven't heard the story, this backdrop, this wall is from our original headquarters in a super old building in Dallas that we have since moved out of, but it has this chippy paint and it's imperfect, but I loved that about it. And then these hats are all my personal hats. So these are hats that I wear. This was my very first hat with my Stetson collection. These are all things that are personal to me. This is our old dressing room, like curtain. These are the hat boxes I use in my office. Like, this was not anything that we paid a lot of money for or, tried to force. It was just what stuck, and we love it. It's so perfect. It's so pretty.
Good.
Yeah,
It's
and on the back of this photo, I mean, I've had these boots for, 20 years, but this sofa has been in my life for 15 or more. And, even my dad, when he was reading, goes, I know that sofa. I'm like, yeah, you sat on it a lot. This isn't in a studio. This is just in my office. But that's what I love about it. It's 100% me and Flea Style. There's no fake in it. This is authentic to the bone.
Amazing. And so give us kind of a little bit of a preview. I was going to say flip open and just talk to us about what we see.
So, well, I just thought of something like this chair was like a $5 flea market find in Canton, which is a place I love to shop. But like, I love the patina and the age, and it just brought these brooches to life in the Southern chapter. But that's this whole book. It was just things that we've collected over the years that were the perfect backdrop. But yeah, okay, so let me see. Well, let me show people. So, beautiful photos. You're going to get inspired, get all the ideas, whether, you have your own hat bar or your own business. This is a great tool to get inspired. There's also these fun DIYs. There's, I think, 2 to 3 per chapter where you can learn how to make something. So if you're crafty or want to do something fun with your girlfriends or your kids, there's some really cool projects that aren't like cheesy. They're awesome, but doable. Like, I'm not going to spend hours on a project. These are easy. You can knock them out in a day, a couple hours or less. But then, the photos are just the dreamiest to kind of get you inspired to like go in your closet, go find cool things to put on your hat, or, call up your grandma, your aunt, and if they have cool brooches, talk to them about pieces you want. There's styling tips, on how to hang certain things in your house and how to store them when you're not wearing them. But lots of cool photos, tips, tricks, and great quotes that just make you feel good. It's just a feel good book. Do you want to
Let me
remind people how to
people how
get the
to get
book?
it. Yes, we're thinking the same thing. If you want a copy of How to Style a Hat with a signed book plate, and you're watching Talk Shop Live, click the shop button. If you're watching on Facebook or Instagram, comment the word shop, and you'll get links to order the book. And if you're watching on YouTube, click the link in the description.
Perfect.
Okay, so yeah, Alex wants to know if you've got a favorite section of the book. I know that's a hard one though.
That is a hard one. I would say, it's like picking my favorite child. It depends on the day. But I honestly think that I personally lean really Western, maximalist, and boho. Those are my styles. And so those chapters just speak to my spirit and my heart. So I really love digging into those chapters. But honestly, I love it all. There's also really great learning tools like the anatomy of a hat. If you're in conversation with someone and want to speak to the brim or the crown or different, terminology, we have this like super easy foolproof guide. There's a shopping guide, which I think we all love a shopping guide of kind of where you can go find things like I do. The resource guide is, I think, really clutch at the end. And just these fun glossary of terms. Allison and I worked at Daily Candy for, ever. We love cheeky, easy to digest information. This is not like you're getting a quiz or need to like study or take notes. And I love the glossary. It kind of makes you chuckle, but yet you learn something. It's good.
It is good.
It is
Now,
really
Patricia has a question that I already know the answer to, but I'm going to let you share your philosophy on this.
okay.
Is there a such thing as too accessorized or too decorated?
I don't think so, but you're speaking to someone that thinks minimalism's for the birds. So I love more is more. I love anything layered. I mean, layered is my middle name. But I think what can get too much with that said is like not thinking of the scale or the positioning. There is an art to it being beautiful. So it's not just throwing it all on there and walking out and thinking it looks great. No, I mean, it's how you style it. And we talk about that in the book. There's an art to how you fan the feathers. And I think, honestly, the number of feathers. There are ways to put a lot of things on there, but still make them feel curated and beautiful and really let them shine versus just like a lot. But generally speaking, I am a more is more gal. I mean, I have, all the things. I love things shopping. I love collecting.
Yes. How can somebody who's a minimalist sort of get into a little bit more bold accessories? Several people have asked, like, how do you build your confidence about wearing bold accessories. Ashley especially says, how can someone build confidence experimenting with bold accessories?
Yeah. Well, hi, Ashley. I mean, for me, don't mind my hat here, y'all. But this hat's pretty simple for me. It's one band, it's one little stick pin. It has a couple of branding moments, but this is pretty simple. I mean, I think that a simple hat is stunning. And when I say minimalisms for the birds, I mean that more generally in style. I think on a hat, a minimalist hat can be striking. I went to the ACMs last year and I literally had one sparkly band around it. And my outfit told the story that night. And so I think it's that balance. It's playing, with what's your moment and making it the thing that kind of, has all the pizzazz and magic. And sometimes a very sleek, simple hat is great. I think if you're a minimalist that wants to, dip your toe in like putting more on there, just start small. My favorite theory in life is crawl, walk, run. Like crawl with it. Play with a couple things at a time. I promise you're going to catch the bug and pretty soon have 18 things on your hat. But just small, and also start slim, like maybe a sleek feather or a sleek stick pin or something that's not really big and like voluminous, and kind of build on that. I
Mhm.
pull things out of my hat all the time, and sometimes it's like pile in the whole kitchen sink. It's really about your mood.
Yeah. Well, and it's about like what story you want to tell, right? So Brooke says, what role do hats play in storytelling or identity?
Ooh, that's a good
Mm,
question. Kind of
great
deep,
question.
bro. Yeah. I think that is so personal. So for me, I tell whatever story I think I'm feeling that day. So sometimes I might get super sentimental and want to add something from my family or something I've collected with my kids or just something that kind of strikes a chord. Other times it's just a style story. It's not that deep, right? That's like what my kids say. Mom, it's not that deep. It's just the color goes great with my outfit or it feels good or whatever it may be. But I think a hat is truly a canvas. And when you look at it like that, it opens up this whole new world. It's a piece of art that you can embellish and do whatever you want with. Throw paint on it, literally, put multiple bands on it, write the date of your anniversary with your loved one. Like how cool to have this piece that tells your story as you walk around. That
Mm,
honestly only you know. And that's the other thing. It's personal. Not everyone has to understand the stories you're telling, but it just is such a cool way to, showcase your one of a kind style. And a cool thing we talk about in the book, but we love to style everything on the left side of a hat, which style it how you want. But the old wives' tale is that things go on the left so it's in sync with your heart. And that's really important to us in our stores. We put like a feather loop on all of our hats to keep your feathers in. That is always on the left. And so it continues to just play into this super old school way of hat decorating back, as you know, from the book dating to the 1900s of people have always worn hats as storytelling. This isn't something new. I think the hat bar experience that we've created is a newer thing, but wearing decorated hats is as old as time. And so we're just modernizing it and making it more fun and accessible.
yeah. Okay. One more question. Then I'll
Um,
remind people the
sure.
book. So Jillian wants to know, what's your favorite hat accessory? If you just had to pick one.
Mm. Well, that's complicated because the one I'm going to pick needs something else for it to work. I love a feather. I think that they are so interesting, and just like any old brooch, feathers all have their own personalities. They curl certain ways. I mean, if I picked up any feather here, it's like one might go to the left or to the right, and I love kind of playing with them and how they want to take over a hat. But to put it on a hat, you need a hat band. So I kind of got away with saying two things, but
Yeah.
it's crazy. You could put a hat band on any color hat and kind of generally look the same, but put on a feather and watch it change. It's
Yeah.
magic. Yeah.
And I love that you call it a feather party. So a feather
Yeah.
party could be one thing.
Feather party is a party I always want to be invited to.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
All right. If you want a copy of How to Style a Hat with a signed book plate and you're watching Talk Shop Live, click the shop button. If you're watching on Facebook or Instagram, comment the word shop. We'll send you the links to order. And if you're watching on YouTube, click the link in the description. Do you want to make one more hat?
Sure. Don't
Yep.
tempt me with the time. I have like 8 here to make. Let's see,
Okay.
maybe we pearl brim and
Okay.
a straw since we're going into spring and summer.
Oh, God, that gorgeous lavender. So I was gonna say to you,
Yes.
Rihanna, Dolly, or Beyonce, pick one.
Who in Beyonce?
Rihanna, Dolly, or Beyonce
To make a hat for or just to hang out with?
to make a hat.
Oh, gosh. Dolly
You
and
gotta pick
Beyonce?
Dolly. You've gotta pick Dolly.
She'd be like, can you even imagine? That would be life made.
I
Yeah,
think it's like, if she's not your bucket list hat person, who would it be?
that's a good question. Bucket list. Oh gosh, that's hard. I mean, Blake Shelton, I'd love to make him a hat. I'd love to make a hat for
You hear that, Blake? Are you watching? Does anyone watching know Blake Shelton?
I'd love to sit down with Miranda and make her dream hat right there, with her. Um, I don't know. I'd love to make my grandfather a hat. He would have been so proud. He's no longer here, but my papa would have really been.
Oh,
So that would be a pretty cool one. I have a few on a, you know, we're watching High School Musical at home, so Zac Efron might need a hat. He's pretty cute. Just depends. Okay, I'm making one on our straw right now. I'm gonna go kind of rogue. This is gonna be like a boho western.
yeah,
Um,
show me what you're doing.
So I took our straw hat. This is a Brooks hat. They're amazing. And I'm adding this like really fun bohemian kind of marbleized band. We love what we call eyelash fringe, which by the way, eyelash fringe is in the book, which is this fun kind of fringy, like think of an eyelash on the end of the fabric. It adds this kind of lived in, perfectly imperfect vibe. And we literally show you how to make it because it is an art. So definitely don't miss that chapter. You'll love it if you love a boho style. Now I'm adding a little crochet. This is going to be a fun summer hat. I'll probably wear this tomorrow.
And what
What
color
other,
is
what other questions are there? I saw there were so many.
there are so many. Okay, all right.
Many people are showing up for this. I'm like
People
tickled.
have
I'm
a
so
lot of questions. Okay, certain hat do you recommend certain hats on different face shapes? So this is a great question because I have a different face shape than you, and
yeah.
I have a small head and a small brim and a
Hmm.
low crown, and you've got a longer face and you wear bigger hats. So face shapes, hat shapes, how do these work together?
Okay, so I think our connection's good. Okay, so yes, we talk about face shape and how that really can help kind of steer you in the right direction. I think people with a smaller face or head kind of feel overwhelmed by a big brim. And so a lot of times it's finding a smaller brim, whether that's the curl on the hat's a little bit more creased and tighter, or it's more of a short brim hat. You're right, I have a longer face, and so I can carry a big old hat on my noggin. So I think that does play into it. But it's not the end all be all. If you want to wear a big old cattleman style cowboy hat on a little head, go
Go
for
for
it.
it.
Yeah,
Go for it.
you make the rules, not me. But I think there are some great general rules to follow for those that, want to kind of be steered in the right direction. I have a fun tip. I was playing with this feather. This is a big old turkey. So one thing we talk about in the book too is like how a feather can really be kind of played with to have different vibes. Like all of a sudden it can be really sleek and kind of simplistic, or you can kind of make it lived in and almost like vintage by playing with, the way it kind of tousles and turns. So there's all sorts of simple tips like that can just be so easy to do with just, knowing how to do it. But like that just adds so much fun, right? By kind of playing with it a little bit.
So much texture.
So much texture. Yes.
So Lauren says, what's the best hat to recommend for someone who never wears hats but wants to wear hats? Like,
Well,
where's your entry level hat?
I think it depends on your style. Like, I'm in my mom era. Carpool is like my middle name right now. So I'm always in like a cap, a trucker hat, a foam trucker, just an easy to throw on. If y'all don't know, I have a skin condition called melasma. So I wear a hat literally every day. If I don't, my skin gets discolored. And a lot of women, face that challenge. So I think a trucker hat or a cap, which can also be decorated, by the way, is just always good to have in your arsenal. I think if you're looking for something a little bit more style driven, like a wide brim or curl brim, it's really like maybe where do you live, what's your kind of normal things you throw on. if you're always in denim and a t-shirt, kind of just running errands and super simplistic, our short brim kind of everyday fedora is just an easy to go around town hat. If you live in Texas, throw on a cowboy hat. They're great to wear all the time. I think it just depends on where you live, your temperature. A wool hat can get hot. It might not make sense for somebody in Arizona in August. Just depends.
Right.
I know we're kind of getting close on time. Are there any kind of final questions?
Well, Robin wants to know, how do you travel with your hats? And I remember one time I asked you, how do you drive with your hat? And you said you don't.
It just
So
depends.
when you want to travel with your hats, how do you travel with them?
So it depends on the hat. I think the best thing, honestly, is a hat clip, which we have at fleastyle.com. It just clips right on the hat and it totes around. It's like this super tight magnetic force where it doesn't go anywhere, and you can throw it like on your belt buckle. You can throw it on your luggage. You can throw it on a backpack. And then once you're on a plane or in the car, you can tuck it wherever it's safe. In the book, we do have a chapter about how to pack a hat. So, taking certain things and kind of cushioning it and putting it in the right suitcase. So don't miss that chapter. It's great. It's super helpful. But here's the good news. Hats aren't precious, at least not to me. I think that hats should be lived in. They should have a little nick here or a dent there. And here's the cool thing. They can typically be cleaned up or put back in shape with the simple thing of a shower steam, or if you want a professional steamer, come to one of our stores. But they can take a little wear and tear, and that's okay. Like, don't treat them so precious where you don't actually wear them. The whole point is to wear them, have fun with them. And if they get a little nick or ding, we can fix that. And there's all that kind of detail in the book too. We talk about how to clean a hat, how to reshape a hat. We even talk about how to brand a hat. So if branding is important to you, we talk about that, which is such a fun accent on a hat.
So fun.
Travel with your hats. Bring them everywhere. You can also stack them up like this at the airport, like I do, and wear
I've
them.
seen that. Yes.
I love doing this, and people just think it's crazy, but it works.
Show us what you made and then tell us where we can find you on a book tour.
Okay, I had fun with this. 3 is my favorite number, so I put an old brooch on there. I played with the tousled feather. I did a double layer of a band here. So love that. Kind of fun and funky. Perfect for round top.
Round top.
So yeah. So first of all, you guys, thank you for being here. I am so honored. You can check out all the things at fleastyle.com. We have an entire shopping section on our site if you want to buy a kit or a hat. We do, of course, the hat bar experience in store, but we also do it virtually. So if you want to sign up for a virtual appointment, you can work with one of our amazing stylists and make one FaceTime or whatever works for you in the wild. It's so much fun. But yeah, you can check us out anywhere online. And then we have 9 locations, 10 locations now. We have, our book tour is happening. If you come see me at the tour, I'm gifting a brooch with every book purchase. It's all so fun and all available at fleastyle.com.
Are you going to be making hats in round top?
Yeah, I'm in Round Top starting tomorrow, but we'll be making hats Thursday and Friday. And I kick off with my friends, the Junk Gypsies, on Friday from 3 to 5 with actual books and signing in person. So that's going to be really fun.
And you guys, if you can't be there to get a book signed in person with Brittany, you can get a copy of How to Style a Hat with a signed book plate tonight. If you're watching
Yes.
Live, click the shop button. If you're watching on Facebook or Instagram, comment the word shop for the links to order. And if you're watching on YouTube, click the link in the description. Brittany, this was so fun.
It went so fast. I need another hour. This was so fun. And you guys, your questions were fantastic. If you want to go on our DMs and Instagram and keep asking, I will keep answering them for you. I don't want this party to end. So go hit us up on Instagram and we will make sure to get your questions answered if we didn't get to them tonight.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Brittany.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And Allison, I'm forever grateful to you. Thanks for being here tonight. Bye, you guys.
Thanks.
That went so fast to us anyway. Maybe not you over there.